had this hilarious joke all ready to go about Tiuri being just like Baby Yoda and how after he uses his powers, he has to have a big long nap. And then Lavinia just had to go and ruin everything, didn't she? So this whole time we've been thinking that Tiuri is the one with the powers, but we found out at the end of the episode that it was not him, and it's been Lavinia the whole time. So we spent a lot of this episode in this small village, and it turns out it's the village where the Black Knight, the guy who had originally given Tiuri his quest to take the letter to the king, was from. We met his wife. We realized that the horse was just taking them back to this town, back to his home. And then they kind of begrudgingly offered help to Tiuri, Lavinia, and the bumbling knights. We get to see more about the letter that Tiuri stole. We did get confirmation that he does have it, and opens the letter and it just has a date on it, and that's it. So Lavinia figures out that there's some secret messages on the letter. She holds it over the flame, and a list of names pops up, and the names are the parents of most of the bumbling knights. So we're not totally clear if what the exact purpose of that is, if those are the people who will be killed or not killed or what. But it comes pretty clear that, there's definitely a nefarious plot going on here, and the sooner they can get the letter to the king, the better. We go through this sequence where Tiuri's trying to learn more about his powers. He's standing in the middle of the town. Armin is at the other end of the town and trying to make him use his powers, and he can't. And we find out that's because he has no powers. Lavinia has the powers. But it was kind of ridiculous. Everybody giving him advice like, do these crazy hand moves, close your eyes, breathe in, stay calm, and none of it works because if you don't have powers, you don't have powers, right? So we had a betrayal this episode. Everybody was expecting Armin to be the betrayer, but it ends up it is Iona. And I guess it goes back to that little scene we had with Iona and the main Red Rider, where basically said like, hey, we're the same, like we're not the same as these other people. We're just street scum. And then in the end, she is the one who turns on Tiuri and sells him out to Armin's father. And that was pretty disappointing to see, but it kind of makes sense now after finishing watching the episode. And then we had Lavinia do this major power surge at the end of the episode, wipes out all the guys chasing them. We cut to Prince Viridian, and he can tell this is happening, and he's kind of still believes. He kind of explained that he thinks that he's the hero from the prophecy and not Tiuri. So that's kind of an interesting way to view it, because I've always been unclear, okay, he's the bad guy, but just how bad is he? And it's not really been clear because he's been off fighting some war. He's just coming home, and he's apparently been stealing powers from shamans and whatnot. So I don't really know what's going to go on, but yeah, it was a good episode. We learned lots, and I'm ready for the next one.